Hey there. I wanted to expand on the last thing that I said in my video about Stephen Colbert's story and finding the thing that you must do and can never stop doing. For me, it also involves trusting the things that bring me into that state of total flow, joy, and peace, and forgetting about anything else other than this moment. And as I said in a previous video, I'm right now in this process of reviewing a lot of my stuff, a lot of my work, my life story, moving, putting together an autobiographical show. So there's a lot of looking back and also at the same time visioning for something new. And it's a very potent time of possibility, and I'm really enjoying it. And what's happening for me is coming back to some really fundamental things that I've learned in this most recent chapter of my life. One is that yoga and meditation, for me personally, every single day is as essential as food and water. And I had lapsed into thinking that it was some kind of a recreational activity, but now I realize that it's a foundation of setting a physiological state that my body needs to be reminded of more. And in a similar vein, my art practice, and specifically collage. And it's funny because collage is the first re-entry point that I experienced about 10 years ago when I was training as a life coach, and we were assigned as the very, very first thing to do to make a vision board, which was like a magazine collage exercise. And I was like, wow, I haven't used scissors and glue sticks since kindergarten, and this feels so infantile. But I did it anyway, and I kept doing it, and it kept coming up as part of different trainings. And I remember just realizing that it was doing something. Like there was some magic happening by that physical activity and involvement in that, in the images of putting something together. And so as I look back at some of my very early artwork, which was based on collage, and now I revisit it in a new way with new insights and new materials that I'm using now, it still has this magic for me. And I'm paying attention now, and I'm doing more of it. I'm doing, whenever it occurs to me, or whenever I'm feeling kind of that tugging, out of sorts feeling, I remember that a collage may be what I need to do. And there's something for me viscerally about putting pieces together in a new way that activates something in me that translates into my real life in a very, very tangible way. That's me. It's not for everyone, but I've really discovered it as I've paid more attention to how I feel before and after I do certain things. And then the other fundamental thing is, of course, being outside. That's where I am now. And sometimes when I feel the stress of having a lot to do and being busy and pressed for time, that I, again, tend to relegate being outside into the recreational category and forget that it's another one of those foundational practices that creates a feeling state, a physiological state that translates into every aspect of my life, including the items that I need to get done. So find out what is essential in your life and do it. And then recognize that we often, very, very often, confuse things that are essential and things that are that we view as recreational or frivolous, and we often completely mistake one for the other. And see what happens when you bring the essential elements into your life and see them as the fuel for everything else that feels so urgent. That's what I'm learning right now.